The ride of life. What does that mean? It means something different for everyone, both in the real world and in the universe of The Sopranos. And that's what this video is. A ride through The Sopranos. Let's take a look.
Bear in mind, this is a kid who just bought himself a $60,000 Lexus.
You know, this street. It's another pain in the ass.
We found this truck on the side of the road. I think some kids, I don't know, there might be some transmission trouble. You might want to check it out. Get us out! What did you tell your old man?
About the meth? Are you insane? He had me beaten up.
Don't you get it? This is serious!
So, here we are in college. Well, not in sunny Harlem, but New England, as Tony takes Meadow on her college tour through a few liberal arts schools in the Northeast. While in the car, Meadow asks her famous question, "Are you in the mafia?" Whatever you want to call it, organized crime. This is also where Tony discovers a rat, Febby Petrulio. In fact, it's actually at a gas station where Tony first spots him, and we certainly encounter many gas stations along our Sopranos journey. Tony actually learned the truth about his father from hiding in a car.
I don't know, Tony. It's like just the fucking regularness of life is too fucking hard for me or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You there at the place? Is he in the house?
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah. No problem.
Thank you so much for taking me to the theater.
Follow me.
Where?
It's a surprise.
Give it up. We're not gonna make it to Aunt Patty's.
Tony, she's right. We can't keep driving in this. I can hardly see in front of us here.
Now here we are at the beginning of season 2, and Tony's teaching Meadow how to drive. Side note, in the following episode, when Meadow tells her family that she passed her driving tests, she talks about how hard it was to parallel park, which we see for ourselves later on at the very end. Tony's proud that he taught her. He says, "She learned from the best."
You sure you're gonna be alright, Uncle Rich?
Just like on the ride of life, sometimes you're the driver, sometimes you're a passenger, sometimes you're looking to hitch a ride with someone else, or perhaps you see someone else driving a bit too fast on their ride.
It's the one with the palm tree. There's a buzzer under the desk. An office in the back.
How'd you capito? There's mud all over the doors! I warn you and warn you, Eric!
I didn't
I warned you!
I didn't do anything, Mom!
Del otro lado.
What do you got for me? I think he knows. Knows what?
Sil, go tell him no speeding in the neighborhood.
Searchlight Diner, 5:15 a.m. Subject is still not left location. Sun coming up.
You want?
Same time as yesterday.
You don't gotta follow me like yesterday.
How you doing, kid?
No. Right up front.
An innocent person is driving along, minding their own business, and some asshole comes out and smashes into him.
Yeah, now get in the car. Whole issue of U.S. News on seniors and health. Bring somebody with you to the doctors, etc. Thing with turkeys, they got no sense of direction. They're on their way to Food Emporium, and now look.
One of Tony's Gumars, who I'd say he had the most intense and complicated feelings for, was Gloria. Now, I think this has to do with the fact that Gloria reminded him of his mother, who we all know he has a very, very complex relationship with. And guess where Gloria works? A car dealership. And not only that, it just so happens that Carmela is actually one of Gloria's passengers for a day when Gloria offers to give her a ride home. Sometimes you're the driver, sometimes you're the passenger, and sometimes you may not really know what you are. Is it really you in the driver's seat, or is it someone or something else pulling the strings?
You must make a very nice home to drive a Benz.
So here we are, around the midpoint of our Sopranos car ride, when Tony tells Christopher that Detective Barry Haydu was responsible for the death of Christopher's father, Dickie. Yeah, and I'm playing shortstop for the Mets, but anyway.
Detective, lieutenant in the Clifton Police Force. Retired today.
We know this was an important ride for Tony, too. As he even tells Dr. Melfi, I started the process of bonding him to me inseparably. When she asks how, he says, that we can't get into.
Is that him? With the sombrero on?
No, you can't tell from here. Well, maybe it, yeah. Yeah, probably.
I don't know what you're so hot about. They discriminate against all Italians as a group. Shit.
So now we're going to get out of the car briefly here to watch a few people ride a horse. Specifically, the race where Pyomai wins first place. You should see her race. She busts her heart to win, according to Tony.
You sure this is it?
Brook Avenue and 161st Street.
Columbia, this looks like Harlem.
South Bronx.
You think he wears a bag?
Who wears what?
You know, a colostomy bag.
We're not talking about this.
Now the news.
That was Grove Street.
Now here we are at the start of season 5, just after Tony moves out in the season 4 finale, after the big Whitecaps explosion, if you will. And normally, we see Tony walking down the driveway to get the paper in the morning, in the first 4 season premieres. But this time, we just see Meadow pull up the driveway in her car and run over the newspaper. A pretty good illustration of the changes that have happened. As The Sopranos illustrates very well, sometimes the margins can get very irregular, and things can get even trickier when you get in a car at night with Tony Soprano. Just ask Adriana or Christopher. They can tell you all about it. Well, they can't really tell you anymore, but we see it for ourselves.
You want to ride up front?
No, Dad, I'm fine.
Kid gets sick in the back seat.
Maybe in another life you'd like to stay.
And they'll send you glad tidings from New York. Can you believe that? The season 6 chapter begins with an incredible montage to the tune of 7 Souls by William Burroughs. And the very first thing we see, the 2 FBI agents in the car. They have to hit the brakes all of a sudden when Agent Harris feels extremely nauseous.
I don't want to know when it's coming. You decide.
Get in the car.
I'll state my case.
Take one car?
I'll follow you.
Welcome to the last leg of the Sopranos ride, with Bobby driving back to the lake after Tony sends him on an assignment to finally pop his cherry and kill someone.
You remember that place, the dive?
Now what's he gonna do about it?
When he just became boss of the family over there? Yeah, well, that's the flying ointment.
I hope you enjoyed this ride through The Sopranos, and I'd love to hear your thoughts.